to Challenging Tuesday Chats. And who have we got here? Who are you and what on earth do you do all day?
My name is Mrs. Jo Fife. I am at the moment a dinner lady. I spend most days in rubber gloves, cleaning dinner tables, or possibly leaks from roofs today, water pouring through. I'm bottle washer, anything like that is my current role.
So you're a bit of a plumber. Actually, I could do with a plumber if you've got any spare time.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, at the moment, anything you want me to do that's not being a head teacher, I'm most practiced at that.
Oh, okay. So does that mean you're actually a head teacher then?
Yeah, allegedly. Don't tell anyone, Greg. I am a new head teacher.
I've got a new head teacher. This is great. Well, look, I remember being a head, and I used to put my feet up and drink coffee, and occasionally I had to see a few grumpy teachers. But then I kind of balanced that by meeting some lovely young people. So it was a fantastic job. Are you finding it, as fun as I did 3 years ago?
I mean, I would say for any advice to any new head teacher is definitely take it on in the middle of a pandemic. It just gives it that level of spice. So, if you want a really, really good challenge, just go at it right at the beginning of COVID. Yeah.
It must bring a bit of zest to it.
Well, as my darling dad says to me all the time, darling, it couldn't possibly get any worse. It's going to be a breeze after this. So I think that's the way to look at it, isn't it? It's a baptism of fire, I reckon.
Okay, Jo. So it has been indeed, in all seriousness, a baptism of fire. But what have you enjoyed about the new role? Because you used to be a fabulous teacher. Yeah,
in the good old days when I used to be able to teach the lessons I loved. Yeah, do you know what? The bit that I've really loved, I don't know how to put it, is setting like the tone, the atmosphere of the school. I feel like this role is just wonderful for saying and encouraging people that atmosphere we want to see at Wandsworth, which we're really known for, which is this buzz, this positivity. And I've got an obsession with community. And actually throw some challenges at me like COVID. And I was like a dog with a bone. How can we still get the community together? So lots of tech help and trying to get people together has been the thing that I've really loved in the autumn term.
And has there possibly been anything that you haven't really liked about being a new head teacher?
Well, no, of course, I've loved it all, Greg, immensely. It's been so much fun. I mean, perhaps seeing my family would be nice once. I'm apparently my son is about to become a teenager, but I haven't seen him for about a year. No, I think if you love teaching, and I've always loved teaching, being away from the children to do anything that's admin related is always hard for me because I want to be in there with the teaching and learning. But, I'm still teaching every class every week, so I still get my fix, which is brilliant.
That is brilliant. And actually, last time I saw you had a pirate's hat on, I think.
That was yes, I'm really glad that for the Bellevue publicity, there was a nice shot of me as a head teacher as a pirate going, "Arr!" It was quite lucky you missed my pirate jokes. Yeah, you will see me with the prop box and costume very often.
Oh, I think that's absolutely fantastic. And you talked about the tone of the school and you setting the tone, Jo. Well, can you describe Wandsworth Prep and why you clearly love it so much?
Yeah, no, do you know what? I do absolutely love it. And I wouldn't have wanted to be head of any other school. It's from the minute I came here, I'd felt before quite constricted by, it was a state school curriculum. And although I love my school, I still felt a bit suffocated by it. And I just think Wandsworth just sums up everything I believed in education. It's got this passion for learning, these teachers that actually really love kids, and this curiosity where anything's possible. That's what I love about Wandsworth Prep. A teacher said last week, "Oh, could we do this? I can't tell you, it's a secret. It's coming up for the kids." And she said, "I think you'll say no, but I'll ask." And I was like, yes, why can't we do it? That's what I like about Wandsworth. We're small enough, we can be spontaneous. I love that.
So I better see a risk assessment for that particular thing, don't you think?
Yeah, no, that might be a very last minute one going to Mr. Williams. As I say, this will be all right, won't it, David? It's happening in 5 minutes.
He'll love it. He'll love it. Now, Jo, what pedagogical innovation has been used at Wandsworth during this kind of remote learning time, which you're definitely going to keep for when hopefully we get back to some sort of normality.
It's a really good point. I mean, there's lots of things, aren't there? Some of it's just reinforcement. I mean, I think one of the things we noticed with the little ones was feedback, teacher feedback. And with reception in year one, just changing the way, and teachers were busily so professionally typing all their feedback, marking comments on Seesaw to the little ones. And we just talked about just use the voice recording, speak to the kids, let them hear you. It's been a revelation. And so I really want them to have a look at that when they come back, you know, writing in children's books. Who's it for with the little ones? The parents, the teachers, or the kids? I think reinforcement for pedagogy for us is we're a big school for talk for learning. You hear a lot about talk for writing, but talk for learning. And when, you know, it all set up COVID online and the teachers had to start talking and the children listening, we just got so frustrated. Because we work on a basis of children discussing all the time. It's snappy, learning partners, small groups. So that breakout room, I think it just reinforced to all of us, wow, that whole chalk and talk teacher thing is not how we do it here. And that initial frustration really made us all cross, and we've been finding adaptations to try and avoid it.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of having a feedback policy and not a marking policy. But some parents are dead against it. Have you come across anybody who's really fought you on this?
It's a good point. To be fair, Greg, we've only really looked at it with reception 1 and 2. And on the whole, the parents have come back commenting, my child loves hearing your teacher's voice, because they can't see them at the moment. When we come back, I think that's going to be the test, isn't it? The proof in the pudding. Because I think there is a natural thing as a parent. I'm a parent. You look through your child's book, you want to see the teacher's comments. But the thing is, we know, don't we? We know verbal feedback within the lesson, that good old formative assessment, that's what makes the difference there and then. So I think it's about education, isn't it? I think it's about talking to parents and explaining how it works.
I think some are definitely enlightened, and you know, in another Bellevue school they use cue codes, and it's fantastic, so that the child or the pupil has done an experiment and then talks about how it could be better and videos themselves and gives that in, and you can see the learning and the excitement of the learning. It's so much better than that dreadful thing where everybody used to, I'm sure you weren't, but I always, and my mum did, where's the mark? Let's go straight to the back of the work. What grade did you get? Oh, you only got a C? What are you doing? So, you know, if we can just generate some momentum for this, it's got to be the way.
I love that idea of the video. Oh, you have to put me in touch with them. That sounds really interesting. I really like that.
Terrific. I wish I could say it was my idea.
No, I really like the sound of that. That's great.
Yeah. Jo, did you bother going to university, or did you just thought, I'm a born teacher?
Well, do you know what? I think I'm quite a good example of never give up on a kid in education, because unfortunately for my parents, I was a very good girl until the end of the 5th year of my O-levels. And then I kind of went a bit off target, and I went to a very brilliant school and I just didn't bother. I didn't do any work for my A-levels. I sunbathed. I had a fantastic tan.
You can't say that.
Well, I can, because I think this is a good example. So I left school. I didn't do very well in my A-levels, and my parents said, well, you're going to work. And I went off to work in the magazine industry and followed photo shoots and the glamour. And I just was on a shoot one day and I found myself just working with children, not with the models. And I thought, this is just not what I want to do. So at the age of 24, I decided I'd go back and study. So I freelanced at the magazines, did 4 years at Kingston Uni, and I just loved it from the second I did it. Absolutely loved my course, and that's how I got into it. So no, I'm not, and I was a SWAT at university, an absolute SWAT. I was really one of those irritating, mature students who just swatted the whole time to get the best grades. So kids, you should never give up on them. Sometimes it's just not their time.
No. Well, that's a great story. Great story. Are you ready to play a game, Jo?
Oh, I love games. Come on, let's go.
I thought you might. Here we go. So I'm going to give you two words. You choose one or the other. Maybe give an explanation as why you've chosen it. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Fish or chips?
Oh, chips every time. Skinny fries, gorgeous. Absolutely love them. Fish, bit smelly.
Yeah, I used to like the little battery bits that you got at the end.
They're good. Trouble fish and chips on Brighton Beach, always a disaster. Seagulls always getting the fish. Bad news.
So chips, right.
Chips.
Dog or cat?
Oh, dog every time. Cats terrify me. I once got terrorized by a cat when I was babysitting when I was 14, and the parents came home to find me being absolutely prowled around by a cat. They terrify me, Greg, and they love me. They pounce on me.
No, they know, don't they?
Oh, I don't like a cat. No.
Bantam chickens for me. They attacked me when I was about 11.
What sort of chickens?
They're about this big. They're tiny. Bantams.
Oh, never heard of them.
Well, don't go anywhere near them. They're vicious, vicious brutes. Terrible. Right. Here's a interesting one. A Porsche or a Land Rover Defender?
Oh, always a Land Rover. Always a Land Rover. I'd never go for a Porsche. Can't bear a big flashy car. Although four-wheel drives in London do get up my nose a bit too, to be fair. But if you live in the countryside and you've got a Land Rover, happy days.
It is. Margaret Thatcher or Nicola Sturgeon?
Oh, it just can't be Margaret Thatcher. I mean, there is just no way. So I guess it's Nicola.
You must be another fan of Nicola. That's fantastic. She's got 5 now, I think, somewhere. Anyway, disco or punk?
Oh, disco. Come on, Greg. We had Dress to Express on Friday. I was in full glitter jumpsuits. Of course it's disco.
I'll tell you what, we could be John Travolta and whoever the girl is. I love
Olivia Newton-John. Do you love to disco, Greg?
Oh, I absolutely love it to bits. And my daughter loves it when I do it as well.
I bet she doesn't. My children are mortified. My husband and I, we love to dance, and they are just appalled.
Yeah. Oh, well. Too bad. It's going to happen. She knows it now. Pen or keyboard?
Keyboard, because I'm a touch typist every time.
Wish I was. Good for you. Last one here. Sun or snow?
Sun. Sadly, after my A-level story, I had the big perm. I had the massive 80s perm. I was always that sort of chestnut dark brown, and God, I paid for it. Don't do it, kids. Bad for you. Slip, slap, slop and all that.
Yeah. Well, I use moisturizer now.
Do you, Greg? That's very new age.
Thank you. I only use it once a month when I remember, but at least I use it.
Very good.
Jo Fife, new head teacher. Thank you very much.
Ray, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.